Peace. This is Bastard Brown. Milk in the mind, this is the bad, Peak in the red, let the real, the
Peace. Peace to all human families of the planet Earth. Peace to the 5% nation. You are now entering Build the Cipher with your host, Master Brownseed. We at the beginning of the week. Know how we do? We were on episode 36, right? Understanding your equality, right? How many years, months, and days for you to be born complete? So how many years, months, and days for you to be born complete, right? 36 in my supreme mathematics is understanding equality, right? When you understand your equality, you can be born complete within yourself, right? Because now you're balanced within yourself. You know yourself. You stand on your square. You know the truth. So now you're born alive within yourself where nothing can take you off balance and make you be lopsided because you understand your equality. And this doesn't take a day. It takes years, months, and days to become the man that you are today, right? Equality is about balance, being complete in self, and harmony with the world, right? Born is to be complete. Just like a child goes through 9 months to be born complete, the mind also needs cycles of time for growth and struggle to reach its fullest expression, right? Today's build explores the process of becoming born complete in your understanding of your equality, right? Because this is dealing with yourself. Everything starts within yourself, right? When a knowledge is born, it is born back to knowledge, it starts back with you. Everything starts with you and how now are you going to go on this journey? How are you going to enroll yourself as a student of life in these teachings, right? So, as I continue on, let's begin. Segment 1 is the time of physical birth, right? Because everything goes through steps, stages, and degrees, right? 9 months in the womb is a cycle of completion. When your mother held you in her stomach, going through that process, it took 9 months for your birth to be complete. It went through steps, stages, and degrees for you to be born complete, physically in a body, right? Each stage prepares you for the next. Like I said, stages. You go through stages. It's steps, then stages, right? Everybody goes through different phases and stages in their life, right? Equality begins with balance in the creation, right? Because even in creation, we dealt with equality. Before there was war, there was peace. And before there be peace, there has to be war. Everything has to go through some type of form of balance for something to come out right, right? Steps, stages, and degrees. I want you to keep that in your mind, man. Steps, stages, and degrees. Everything goes through, right? When these stages prepare you for your next, it's a life cycle. We go through journeys. You're a baby, you start to learn how to crawl. After another stage, you start to learn how to walk. Another stage, you start to learn how to pronounce little words like mama, daddy. These are stages that a child goes through in life before he reaches those degrees, right? A stage is like an act, something going on within your life, right? These are stages. So that all deals with the time of physical birth, right? How you got here physically. We know everybody physically came through the womb of their mother. Their mother held them in their stomach. They went through from knowledge to born and born back to knowledge, and then a physical baby comes, right? Let's go through the growth of the mind now, right? The growth of the mind. Mental birth takes more than 9 months, right? It's a lifetime of learning and self-discovery, right? As my big brother Dumal Wade used to say, civilization is an instant like coffee. Nobody wakes up and they're civilized. Everything has to go through a cycle. Everything takes years, months, and days. Some people don't come into the understanding until they understand it at a cipher years before they start seeing things clearly. Because even through your wisdom cipher years, you're going through experiences in life. You're going to experience things. You're going to go through things. You're going to go through the jungle. You're going to go through land. You're going to go through water. You're going to go through different processes before you start to come to the understanding of yourself, right? Equality of the mind means not being lopsided. You have to be balanced mentally as well as physically. You can't let your mind be lopsided from the truth to the lie, from the lie to the truth. That's being lopsided. That's what we call serving two masters. We don't serve two masters. I am the master of my own destiny and my own universe. I create things to happen. So I have to stay grounded in my mind, balanced in myself. Because if the mind is off, the body will follow it. And then you'll be led in the wrong direction, right? To be born complete is to master self, not just survive, brother. We're not out here just to survive. We are out here to master self. I was always told if you can't master something, you leave it alone, right? They say a master is one who has the knowledge and the understanding. But to be master, to be the master of yourself, to be balanced within yourself. The master self is to have balance. You can stand on one leg. You can hold your body in a certain posture. That's master of self. To control your mind and your body is to master you, right? And if you can't master something, you leave it alone, brother. That's why so many brothers is caught up in certain things. Because butt brings rain, hailstorm, earthquakes, and they don't know what makes these things happen. So they get caught up in certain things. And let certain things take them off their balance. Drugs. Things that is not right for the mind. Liquor. Sex. These are things that are caught up in the equality of the world. And you cannot let yourself get caught up in it. You must rise above it and still remain yourself. That's why we say we are swift and changeable, yet what? Remainable. We have to remain as that one all day. You know what I mean? So, when we speak about equality of the mind not being lopsided, we have to stay balanced with the knowledge and the wisdom and keep your theory with your practice, right? We all go through theories, man. We draw things up like scientists. Some of us are just big-headed with it, but some of us know how to take the theory and examine it. Not just experiment, examine the knowledge and the wisdom, right? That's going through being born mentally. You have to take things through your mind and born it alive. That's understanding equality, brother. Know what I mean? As we move on, let's deal with social birth, because you also have a social birth. Social birth is equality, is also social. Equality is also social because you have social equality. Social equality is when a group of men come together for one common cause. That's you starting to learn now how to adapt in society. How to birth yourself to deal with the minds of the people that's around you. That's social equality, right? How you deal with others, how you contribute, and how you put back into your community, right? And deal with your community. This is all a part of social equality, or what Bill might call social science. Science is only dealing with the sides of love, peace, and happiness. And that's what you bring in your community. It's nothing high explosive about it. We ain't got to go to the head, to Pluto and back with it. It's right here in yourself. That's where you search for things. You don't got to search for trillions of years outside yourself for something that's already there with you. No, it exists within yourself. See, let's deal with this sides of energy, right? Energy also has to be balanced, right? It has nothing to do with religion. We're not talking about spirituality. Spirituality is only dealing with the energy. It deals with the prana. It deals with the breath of life. We all have that breath of life. Nothing spooky about it. Nothing religious about it, right? We're not dealing with anything in the religious state of mind. We're not going to church to find our spirituality. We're not dealing with that. We're dealing with positive energy, right? Energy that exists. It can never die, but just transforms, right? That's all it is, right? Energy. It's aligning yourself with the truth, aligning yourself with justice, and aligning yourself with righteousness. Righteousness is the key. To be civilized is to be a righteous being, right? Being born complete means living in harmony with self, others, and the universe. Because the universe is everything, sun, moon, and stars. There are planets that are made, and there's some that are grown, right? So you got to differentiate the one of the two. Because some people are just made to be this. Others have been grown, groomed, and shown how to live this, right? That's why it says, teach them, educate them well, and someday they'll be great men. They saved the brown, right? Because they saved the brown, because as you start getting light, she starts saying, teach them, educate them well, but someday they'll be great men. This is dealing with self, your universe, and those that are being grown and groomed and shown how to be the best that they can be in life. Those who are made are only followers of something. When you are made to follow. That's why Dr. has so many followers, because they were made men. They were made to do this. They didn't stand up as grown men and want to do something. That fear was put in them. Right? When fear controls the situation, you make men other than themselves, and they'll follow you off the earth. Know what I mean? Living as a complete being. Now you complete as a being. Being means to be, to exist. Now you're living as an existing being. A person, a man, a male, whatever you want to see yourself as. This is how you are as this being. Right? You're not truly born until you recognize your power and equality, right? Because your power is the force that you have to stay balanced in as who you are, as God, as man. You have to take that power and build and be born to the cipher of people, places, and things. Now your knowledge adds on. It continues. Knowledge adds to the cipher, your wisdom adds to the cipher, and your understanding adds to the cipher. That's 360 degrees, right back to where we're dealing with. Understanding of your equality within the cipher. How are you born alive into the cipher? Are you born yourself alive in the cipher, or are you just there, being? Somebody who's just living and not existing. You're existing or you're living. Which one is it? You have to ask yourself that, right? To be born complete is to stand on truth without leaning on the lies, right? You have to stand on your truth without leaning on lies. Because a lot of people lean on something that's not real. When you have no knowledge of yourself, you start to tend to follow things that are not real. Not real meaning it don't coincide with who you are, but yet you follow it. Because it's a trend that other people are doing. You're following the blind. The blind is leading you into the wrong direction, and you know it's the wrong direction, and you still follow it. That makes you weak in your balance. When you people can just knock you off your scale, brother. You got to stand firm in who you are. That's being complete as a man. Knowing who you are and standing firm as that man, right? Equality is not given. It's lived, it's earned, and it's manifested, right? Through your power. But you manifest your power. Nobody can take who you are from you, black man. You got to be who you are. Strong individuals, right? That's what being born complete is. Standing strong as a man, right? As we continue, you know what the time is for now? It's time for today's daily affirmations, right? Affirmations. I want y'all to affirm this. I am born complete in my mind. That was number one. I am born complete in my mind, right? Number two, my growth is a process and every stage has purpose. You see that? That's number two. My growth is a process and every stage has purpose. Number three, I walk in truth and manifest my divine completion. Number three, I walk in truth and manifest my divine completion. Those are today's affirmations. I want you to take those affirmations, say them to yourself, use them in your life, and continue to be fruitful, right? Now, as we end this cipher, we're going to reiterate what we was going through today, right? Pace. Just like it takes 9 months to be born complete physically, it takes time, struggle, and growth to be born complete mentally, right? To be born complete is to live in truth, add on through building, and manifest your power to every aspect of your life, right? As we close this build down, I want to say, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and always remember to build the cipher. I am your host, Master Brownseed. With that, I say peace.